There was a time when the 4-4-2 formation in soccer was a guaranteed tactic for many teams, such as the English national team. Throughout the whole MLS, most of them was using like 4-4-2, and many Bundesliga. Although the Bundesliga teams, they were always, innovating new tactics within the formation, but they were using it too, but they was also using the 4-2-3-1. But for the most part, 4-4-2 was the dominant formation. But I started noticing a switch in the late 2000s, during the time when the Spanish national team and Barcelona started dominating the world, just winning every trophy. And all of a sudden, the traditional 4-4-2 nations and leagues, they started talking about teaching their teams possession football. When some teams were just, there were teams that used to play direct, they used to play counter-attacking. But for a period of time after Barcelona and the Spain national team were dominating, a lot of teams were talking about imitating that tactic and doing possession-based football, using the 4-4-3, and teaching their players their roles within that formation. Manchester United, led by the great Alex Ferguson, were notorious users of the 4-4-2. But even them around the late 2000s, they were using a combination of Tevez, Rooney, Ronaldo to spearhead their own 4-3-3. See, everybody, it wasn't just small teams, the big teams were copying that formation, started copying that formation, I should say. Even the creative teams were using a variation of 4-4-2 back in the day. Think of, Brazil at the 2006 World Cup, or Real Madrid of that same year. The belief is that it's an equally talented team using the 4-4-2, or to go against one using the 4-3-3, that three-man midfield would overrun the opposition. That's the belief. Because of that extra man in midfield, it makes it possible to run fast triangles around the two-man midfield. And the Spanish and Barcelona teams of that era, they really used that. That's all they did was pass circles around, if you say triangles, try to build triangles, but literally pass circles around the team throughout the whole field too. Because even their center backs were great passers. Barcelona, they used to make high quality teams such as, like we said, Manchester United, Chelsea. Looked like they didn't even deserve to get their turn on the ball. Ever since 2008, that's when that basically Spanish football, using the 4-3-3 based on the Dutch philosophy of total football, started kicking in, and everyone else was playing catch up to Barcelona and Spain. And the Spain national team, I should say exactly, because they were dominating, winning the Euro in 2008 and the World Cup in 2010, two big trophies. The world has caught up. We have to say that. Each team using their own variation of the 4-3-3 now. Think of Real Madrid winning 4 Champions League starting from 2014, when they started using Benzema, Bale, and Ronaldo. up top, and Germany won the World Cup in 2014 using a 4-2-3-1 formation, something along that line. And we must say formation are flexible at times. You know, managers would switch in between formation mid-game. So it might say it's that, but it's really there's a player that's playing you either higher up the pitch or lower or inward. And one thing for certain is that we do not see a two-man central forward any longer. We do not. We rarely see it. You have to name me about 2-3 teams that still do it, but not like half the league or a quarter of it. I wouldn't say that. I can't even think of a team that play like that. A high level team. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comment section. Those days are gone. Like it. Listen, if that '06 Brazil World Cup squad were playing in this era, either Ronaldo or Adriano would have probably been on the wing instead of two central forward like they played. You know, wow, that Brazil team had a lot of talent in '06. That was a lot of talent. There was like Juninho on the bench. You got Robinho on the bench too. So yeah, one of them would have been on the wing or on the bench if they couldn't adapt.